Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is an important day for the Steamboat Springs Police Department in our community. Today, we swear in 4 new officers, promote a sergeant, and pin a new commander. These individuals represent the future of policing in Steamboat Springs. As you get to know those that we're celebrating today, you will see that our future is bright. This is a noble profession, and those that answer this calling have a responsibility to act with high standards. Your community entrusts you to protect and serve them. When you accept this badge today, you must always honor and respect it. You are committing to serving your community with compassion, justice, and fairness. Your actions reflect the police department and our community. What you do and how you do it will impact individuals for life and a community for years. We have seen how the actions of officers play out across the country. You may never know the impact you have on people you will encounter, but know you're affecting their lives. You interact with many people during the worst moments of their lives. Treat them with dignity and respect. There's a quote from the poet Maya Angelou that I love. It says, "People will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Remember this as you serve your community, honor your badge and our values, always give your best, be professional, and do the right thing. You've each answered the call to serve, and I have every confidence that you will do this proudly and with honor. These police officers graduated the police academy last Friday. This was an arduous task. They had to excel at the academics of policing, case law, the Constitution, criminal codes, etc., as well as the skills of driving, firearms, and defensive tactics, scenario-based training, and much more. The academy is not easy. It requires dedication and commitment. And I am so proud that out of 21 recruits, Steamboat Springs took home 3 awards. Jean Lee earned the Leadership Award as well as the Top Driver, and Lonnie Shaw won the Top Gun Award. Our recruits excelled at representing what SSPD is all about, excellence in service. These 4 officers excelled and came together as a team and earned their police badges. Sergeant Noble will now come up and tell you a little bit about each of our recruits.
I'd like to invite up Brendan Andrews. Brendan was born and raised in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and graduated from Steamboat Springs High School in 2018. After graduating, Brendan attended Colorado State University, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in criminology and criminal justice just this last May. Brendan is excited to give back to his hometown in a positive manner through his education and deep community ties. Congratulations, Brendan. I'd like to invite up Elle Crouch. Elle was also born and raised in Steamboat Springs. She graduated from the Steamboat Springs High School in 2017 and moved to Colorado Springs to complete her bachelor's degree in criminal justice from the University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. Elle coaches girls basketball for the middle school and the high school, along with her sister. She loved growing up in Steamboat and is looking forward to serving the community in which she has been a part of for 23 years. And Jean Lee, come on down. Jean joined the Steamboat Springs Police Department in May of 2021. He worked for a year as community service officer before making the decision to get post-certified and join the police team, the patrol team. Prior to working for Steamboat Springs Police Department, he spent 20 years as a firefighter EMT for the Honolulu Fire Department. Takes 20 years, but you got here. His love for the mountains, traveling, and skiing brought him here to Steamboat, and he is excited to start his new career as a police officer. And last but not least, Lonnie Shaw. He comes to us from Fort Collins. Lonnie has lived in Colorado his whole life, enabling him to push into the outdoors whenever possible through camping, fishing, and hiking, and all other means to escape the city. 2 years of college was enough to convince him to pursue a different path, ultimately deciding on public service, where he found the Steamboat Springs Police Department. When he has spare time, he enjoys writing stories, songs, going to concert, and listening to heavy metal.
As we prepare to pin your badges, I want to talk about what this badge means. The police badge is a symbol of authority, respect, integrity, and trust. The police badge has become the most recognizable icon among law enforcement officers. Although the law enforcement badge may seem like only a simple portrayal of position and authority, it represents the willingness to sacrifice one's safety to assist others. It is a symbol and a promise to uphold the best interests of your community. A professionally presented badge is a sign of pride, honor, respect, and a symbol of safety. It should always instill a feeling of comfort to citizens in times of stress, and the bearer should always understand the significance their insignia has to others. A proudly worn badge is a sign of trust and sacrifice, and it can motivate those that see it worn, as well as those that wear it, to do good. Wear yours proudly. Understand it represents something greater than you, and always do your best. This time, I'd like you to raise your right hands and we'll issue the oath of office. I state your name. And solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States. And I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States. And the state of Colorado. And the charter, ordinances. And regulations of Steamboat Springs. And I will faithfully perform the duties of my office. Congratulations, you're official. If I could have Officer Andrews' family come up to pin his badge. You know, this is a unique talent. We would give training on it, but this is much more fun for us. Maybe by the time he makes chief, you'll have it done. Bring up your family. Refresh your dad. I never understood why they just didn't put holes in the shirt. Wife doing this?
Yes. You ready?
She's like, I've been waiting to stab you for a while. Congratulations. Welcome to our family. We are honored to have you as Steamboat Springs police officers. Yes, next. Sergeant Silva, want to come on up?
Those of you that have never met Sam, which is probably many of you. Sam was raised in Steamboat Springs. His parents owned the Old West Steakhouse, and he started working there when he was 10, way before child labor laws. After graduating from Steamboat Springs High School, Sam attended the University of Wyoming and graduated with a degree in agricultural business. He then traveled the world for a couple of years, working in Africa and Australia, shooting every animal he could in between. Upon his return, he managed the Old West Steakhouse for a few years prior to starting his career in law enforcement. Sam has 20 years of experience in law enforcement. He started with the Routt County Sheriff's Office and then joined the Steamboat Springs Police Department in 2006. He worked 8 years as a patrol officer and then became promoted to a detective in 2014, where he's been for the last 8 years.
Today, we will recognize Sam's promotion to sergeant. Police sergeant is one of the most important roles we have in the organization. It is our line level leaders that have the most influence on our police culture. They are responsible for making split-second decisions under incredibly stressful circumstances. They set the tone for how our officers will interact with our community. I demand a lot from our sergeants. First and foremost, they must be strong and effective leaders. They must be professional, courageous, thoughtful, and compassionate. They must support our officers and ensure they are prepared physically, mentally, and emotionally to perform their duties. They must set the example and be role models for all. They must hold themselves and others accountable always. They must adhere to and enforce our values and our culture. Law enforcement is in the midst of challenging times, and our department is no different. Sam is the perfect leader to help us navigate these challenges and be part of something special as we move this department into the future. I have great confidence in Sam, and it is an honor to promote him to police sergeant. Want to say a few words?
Opportunity. I'm very excited about this new opportunity, being with the department for so long. And I would just want to thank the new administration for giving me this opportunity, and excited to work with them and see the changes and the new faces in the department. I think we're going to be in a very, very good place here soon, and I'm very proud of everybody I work with. I want to thank Greg for holding down the detective office with my promotion and doing all the extra work that he's doing. And I want to thank my family for the continued support, not only in the last years, but in this new change and going back to nights, and the support there. So I want to thank my family as always, and everybody else on the department. I look forward to working with everybody in the continuing time here. Thanks.
Commander Beckett.
Not least.
Not least.
Commander Beckett served the Mesa Police Department for 21 years. During his time, Mark was a leader in the gang unit and helped found the FBI Central Arizona Safe Trails Task Force, which targeted violent crimes in and around tribal communities. His duties on the task force involved developing relationships in tribal communities, as well as working with and supervising a wide variety of sworn and civilian employees. Mark was awarded the FBI Director's Award for Excellence in 2020 for his work on the task force. Mark has expertise in organizational leadership, critical incident management, investigations, and training. Mark spent much of his supervisory career assigned to the Mesa Gang Unit, where he pioneered the development of a formal training program that was adopted by several other agencies. Mark has also been a key proponent of the development of an employee wellness program for the Special Operations Division at the Mesa Police Department. He has been championing mental health, wellness, and been working to destigmatize therapy and wellness programs. Prior to joining the police department, Mark worked as an emergency medical technician in Buffalo, New York, while attending the State University of New York at Buffalo, where he obtained a Bachelor's of Arts degree in biology and environmental studies in 2000. Mark grew up backpacking and skiing in upstate New York and has a passion for everything outdoors. He is married with a son and a daughter. Mark's wife is a nurse with 17 years of experience, and together they have dedicated their lives to service of others.
Mark is joining our executive leadership team as a police commander. Our team is forging the strategies needed to lead the department into the future and impact this department for years to come. Mark will be a key player in addressing the challenges we are facing as we navigate hiring and retention, training, implementing efficiencies, and managing resources, and effectively engaging with our community. Mark is an outstanding leader with extensive experience in policing, working with the community, and building strong and effective teams. I'm happy to welcome Mark to the Steamboat Springs family and present my friend and colleague with his commander badge.
Years he's been waiting for this.
20 years he's been saying no. Say a few words. Say-
Yeah, because I have to. I had a whole thing. Dave Pierce in the back's gonna get on me later on because I'm gonna completely abandon my speech that I prepared. And talk more to the families that are here, for the families of these officers and to Sam. I've been doing this career for 21 years, as Sherry said, and I've had a lot of opportunities to watch young officers get into it. I've watched a lot of officers develop, and I've been through the exact place where you guys are. Sam, I sat in that seat 10 years ago. God bless you. You're gonna love it. It's got its ups and downs, but you're gonna love it. For the families, this profession is a family. This is something that it's hard to understand from the outside. It's hard to understand if you're not part of it. I think our fire partners in the back probably have a pretty good idea what I'm talking about. But I'll tell you, it's an honor to come into something that's so noble in its history, so profound in what we do for society. The reality is, you guys watch the news, things are up and down the line. Things get good, they get bad, but they're always together. And I want everyone just to look at this group together. I had an opportunity to talk to them this morning. And they'll remember each other forever. The four of them will come up in this career forever. They'll be a family forever. And as they integrate in with the other officers who are here, they will all be a family forever. If you stay in this job long enough, you will experience tragedy. You'll have ups, but you'll have downs. During those hard times, you'll see this group really come together. I'm telling you, it'll knock the wind out of you when you see it happen. So I think for all that, I walked away from Arizona for a reason, largely because of Chief Burlingame. She told me about her experiences here. She told me about all of you. And it was enough to convince my wife to quit her job and for me to quit my job to come up here. So I think just so we, know where my understanding or where my feelings are right now is one of humility. I am honored to be here with you guys.
Thank you all for being here. This is a really significant event in the lives and the careers of the 5 people before you, 6 people before you. Policing really is a noble profession, and it truly is a calling, a special calling for people to step up and say that they want to risk their lives to serve their community. And they will have good days and they will have bad days. But what matters is knowing how hard they worked to earn that badge and knowing that they have the support of family and our community. So it speaks volumes that you are all here to support them. So when you get a chance, please come up and congratulate these fine men and women. For the families, there'll be an opportunity for you to come up here and take some pictures with your loved ones. And Jamie, where's the food? There's some food and snacks in the Crawford room. So hang out and enjoy yourselves. And again, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations.